back to the BookEnds YouTube channel. I'm James McGowan.
I'm still getting dressed. I'm Jessica Fast.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the camera, not at you. We are literary agents who have taken our popular blog to YouTube to discuss all things publishing. Today, we are talking about perhaps a pet peeve of mine, which is always
Perhaps.
fun. No, it's definitely a pet peeve of mine, which is always fun. Why agents don't accept queries via social media.
Yeah, it drives me batty.
So I don't always check. I mean, I'm pretty good on the DMs, but I don't check them every day. Sometimes I miss a week, right? And the last time I checked the BookEnds DM, there were maybe 6 or 7 like queries in the DM. So there's a lot that goes into why this is just a no-no, and I think you're wasting your time. But I think maybe we should start with what I just said. Not all agents check their DM, and not all agents check their DM regularly.
No, and also what's super annoying about it is any professional with a social media account usually has their web address in there. So what it feels to me the authors are trying to do is not do the work. It doesn't even feel like they don't know. It just, or maybe even trying to get around the system. That doesn't even what it feels to me. It just feels like I want to make this easy. I don't want to go to the real efforts that are required.
That, or I don't want to waste my time and send a query if it's not a fit for you. But what
yes, I don't want to waste my time, but I'll happily waste yours.
But not even just happily waste yours, you're also still wasting yours. Because let's say I'm interested in it, what you've done now is you've put yourself further back in my reading queue because you asked me first, and you now still have to go and submit it to my regular submission channel. So why not just start there?
Right. So instead of querying me and getting a request, you DM'd me, waited for my response, which took easily more than a week, maybe a month. Then you went to query me, and then you waited for my response on that. Then you got the request.
Exactly. And now you have wasted our time with that initial DM, but you have wasted your own time where you could have probably had an answer by now had you done it the right way.
Yeah. And the truth is nobody in a DM and social media actually puts in the real query either.
Right. Well, okay, so then why can't you just query on DM? Why can't agents just answer via DM? Fine. Say you won't even have that argument. You still can't send me a file via DM.
No.
So you have to do it the other way.
No, and also, we are getting, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 queries a month. There is no way for me to track your query and your information through all my different social media accounts. So now what you're expecting me to do is go to Query Manager, also accept my email queries, because when you email query me, which you're not supposed to do because I don't accept them, then you have to yell at me because I don't accept them via email. And then you have to DM me Instagram and my Twitter and Facebook, which we don't even check. So now I have to go to all of those places to read my queries?
Precisely. I follow a social media manager for a publisher on Twitter, and she tweeted once, I can assure you, DMing a publisher, your book information is not how you get published. It's just not how it works. So I know that sometimes the system can be frustrating and there's so many different rules to learn, but at some level, they're there for a reason, and those systems you can't bypass the system. I think we've talked about this so many times. You have to just query the right way.
Listen, DMing somebody about a job is not going to get you a job. You have
That's also another pet peeve of mine. I'm not going to hire you out of a DM. Email me. But most people in publishing, you can find their email address very easily. It might be on their personal website, their company's website. Most publishers have a standardized email that are easy to find. So you can find this person's email if you really need to contact them.
And if they are close to queries, a DM is not a way around that. If they are close to queries, they are close to queries. They are either not interested, or why would you chase somebody down who's clearly too busy to take on new clients right now?
Right.
They're
So it sounds like
for a reason.
Yeah, and it sounds like a bunch of agents complaining that we have to do more work, but really, we're just trying to stop you from wasting your own time. Go to the agent's website, read their submission guidelines, and follow them. This way you get the answer that you want as quickly and efficiently as possible, and we can move on from there.
We're also not saying we don't want queries. We want your queries. We just want you to follow the steps that we require so that we can manage the number of queries we get. I mean,
Right,
it's
and
really about how we can manage them and be responsive in the best way possible. And DM is not that way.
exactly.
Now, you know, because I'm the fella who insists I'm special, James, and I'm not sure if my query is really right for you. So I'm just DMing you to see if you want me to query you. Is that okay?
No, it's still not efficient. So now what you have done is you've taken the time to write an entirely new, essentially like truncated version of your query letter, sent it to me, waited days, weeks, maybe even a month for me to respond to you to say, I don't know. That's not a full query. How am I supposed to know?
It's so true. I don't know. Just send me the query is the response.
Well, and I know like sometimes it might sound mean, but that is my response because I don't know. Send me the query.
That's
It's
why
not
I
just
want a query.
It's not just a query though, because it's your query, your bio, your sample pages, your social media that I'm finding, like all of that weighs into my decision. So sending it to me on social media, you're just not giving yourself the best opportunity for a yes
No,
and for an efficient response.
no.
So save yourself the time, save that agent the time. Don't tweet at them. Like, is this right for you? Or
I
don't
just
do
got
that.
one of those the other day.
The worst you can get is a no. So send it.
Yeah. Yeah. And really just, you know, query guidelines are there for a reason. They're there so that we can manage our queries better, but also because in years and years of experience in this business, we've learned that the best beginning step to evaluating an author's work is through the query letter. That's the easiest way for us, and it's the most effective way for authors. It's been done all these years because it works.
Well, yeah, like you said, this is a network of agents that have been doing this. Some of us have been doing this since it were snail mail queries that have now sort of developed systems that work for us
Yeah.
as a whole. Like it's not just one agent deciding, no, everybody gets snail mail querying here. Like I know there's now Query Manager and email, but like these are systems that are designed to make it easier for you and us.
And it has changed over the years because the world has changed. We no longer accept snail mail queries for a reason because it's too slow.
Yeah. And you might get, oh, it's just one email, one DM. Consider you are one person out of thousands trying to write and publish a book. It's not just one, it's one a day at least.
Yeah.
It's not efficient. So save yourself the time, save us the time, query the right way. We'd be happy to read it and we'll go from there.
We'll happily go from there.
Yes. Well, thank you for watching our little rant. We hope it was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next time.
Bye.